that make sense? In hindsight, there's always a way to get involved. But in real time, there was no way I can get involved in this trade. And there's two ways you can handle this type of situation. The first way is you can accept it for what it is. You can pat yourself on the back. You can say what Gene just said. Say, hey, good call. Didn't have a chance to get involved. Couldn't make any money off of it. But good call. And that's a thumbs up in your analysis, right? You made a good prediction. You performed a good analysis. In my opinion, that is the best thing that you can do for your trading. Why? Because trading is a marathon, guys. I hope you understand that, guys and gals. Trading is a marathon, and you're only as good as your next trade. What that means is many of you probably have plans on trading for a long period of time. Maybe even teaching the skill of trading to a family member, right? Maybe the next generation, so that your kids, your grandkids, whatever you're at, they have a skill in which they can handle their investments or trade if they want to, right? So you got to think big picture, right? The better I become at my analysis, I may not be able to take advantage of this now, but I'm building confidence in what I'm looking at. And eventually, because I'm a professional trader, meaning I treat my trading like a business, because I perform reviews, maybe eventually I find a way to enter a situation like this. That takes time. We talk about reviewing your trading and adapting and, growing as a trader. Well, it all starts with being able to make a good prediction. I'll tell you what, if you can't make a good prediction, if you can't analyze the markets correctly, guess what? You're never going to be able to adapt because you're just going to stink. So you look at it from that perspective, or you can take a negative stance on there and just say, oh, I didn't make any money, blah, 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 and be upset. And what I hate seeing out there on internet land is this. I hate seeing someone like Gene, right, who shares this trade. They say, you know what, pound yen did exactly what I thought it would do. Unfortunately, I couldn't get involved. And I hate seeing the person that responds saying, well, you should have done this, or you should have done that, or just bashing Gene saying, well, it doesn't matter if you didn't get involved, you didn't make any money, so who cares? That trader doesn't have a bigger perspective. It's not about making money now. And that's the problem with traders. Everyone wants to make money now. It's about how can I make money a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But that goes back to the whole issue of instant gratification. No one has patience. Everyone wants a reward right away. And we can go on this topic forever. But what you do in this situation, after you tap yourself on the back for saying, hey, good call, good analysis, right? The process is more important than the outcome, right? Have you ever heard us say that before? The process, right? The process. Doesn't matter if you made money or lost money. It's the process, right? Tap yourself on the back, take notes, print it out, say good job. And then you do your evaluation. You just pretend. You say, you know what? Is there a way I could have entered this? You guys ever play that game? This comes as part of the trade review, called reviewing the tape, like an NFL quarterback sitting in the film room on Mondays, going over the game film and saying, what if I would have made that throw instead? What if I would have audible to this play? And you ask yourself that question. And you could do stuff like this. Well, Akil always talks about, this is the way I trade, right? I look for breakouts. I look for the retest of structure. And I look for a chance to get involved because I believe that gives me the best opportunity risk-reward-wise to get involved. It also gives me a certain amount of safety as far as false breakouts and what goes. But there's another aggressive way to get involved. Who knows what that aggressive way is or would have been? Ron said that would probably not be a true trader, the one who would bash the other trader. If they are bashing you, they're most likely trying to drag you down. Yeah, that's what I always say. If I've never seen a real trader. I've never seen a real trader do two things. I've never seen them bash another trader, meaning try to pull them down. I've never seen a successful trader try to pull another trader down. I've never seen a successful trader tell another trader that their idea isn't right. Those are the two things I've never seen. So if Matthew says, hey man, I just got short pound yen at the break of the neckline. In my mind, I may think, what the hell is Matthew thinking? I would never do that. But I also know, sorry to pick on you, Matthew. I also know that, guess what? I have no idea how Matthew trades. Right? I have to trust that Matthew has a tested strategy that told him this is where he's supposed to get short. And although my personal analysis may not agree with that, I can't expect me and Matthew to trade the exact same way. And I know that as long as Matthew followed his plan, guess what? It was a good trade for Matthew. Now, if Matthew doesn't have a plan and he's just randomly taking stuff, that's on him. But it's not my job to tell him that he's wrong. Who am I to tell anyone that they're wrong? I don't know what the markets are going to do. I'm not in charge of telling people that, they're right or wrong. The markets will do this or the market will do that. So I've never heard, again, two things. I've never seen a successful trader bash another trader. Typically, successful traders are trying to, well, maybe I have. There are some bad people out there. For the majority of successful traders, want to help other people out. And I've never seen a successful trader, again, the majority of successful traders are not going to tell another trader they're wrong. They may say they disagree. They may say, hey, Matthew, I personally don't like that level for a short. I think we're going to go long there. But I've never seen them come out and be like, no, you're wrong. This isn't right. But so, anyway, no, you think of when you're doing this, back to the topic, when you're doing this review, you ask yourself, well, you play around. This is your fantasy time, right? Because you're not actually trading live money. You say, well, how can I have caught this move? Well, what if I would have put a buy stop right here? Right? What if I would have put a buy stop right here to catch the breakout? Where would stops need to go? Would stops be right here? This would give me a safe stop. And you start playing around with it and say, okay, well, I can do this. And I would have still had a 1-to-1 up to that level, right? And then you start playing around with it. You write it in your notes, you take pictures of it, you start playing around with it. And guess what? The next time you see this type of head and shoulders formation occur, what do you think you do? Do you trade a buy stop? You put that buy stop order on, you say, let's do it, baby, let's buy it up. Whoop, whoop. Is that what you do? No, you don't. You never want to trade anything that you haven't tested. But you start working on that theory, right? You start working on that theory, right? You trade it, you look to trade it the same way you've always traded it. However, right, in your notes, maybe you write down, like you say, okay, well, let's pretend here. And you start seeing it like this, and you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to put a little mark on my chart. This is where my buy stop would be. Let's see how it plays out. And then you track it as if you were trading it. And maybe it works again. And then maybe you say, you know what, Akil, I might be on to something here. And then what do you do after that? What do you think the next step is? Yeah. You start the back testing process. Now there's a few steps. You don't go directly in the back testing, but you start the back testing process. I always like doing kind of a visual test first before I waste any time back testing, because the last thing I want to do again is back test for like 1,000,000 hours and then have a different idea and be like, what if I would have tried that? And then scrap everything and start over. But yeah, John is right. You start back testing the idea. And maybe it works. Maybe you find something that you can trade. Maybe it doesn't work and you're like, oh well, not for me. But that's how you grow as a trader. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a yes. That's how you grow as a trader. You consistently watch the markets, you consistently analyze the markets, you consistently evaluate the markets, and you start forming ideas. And probably 9 out of every 10 of your ideas isn't going to work. I hate to be the one to tell it to you. 9, we all have brilliant ideas. I've had so many brilliant ideas. Like, oh man, yeah. Because it's based off a single scenario. And 9 out of your 10 brilliant ideas will not work. But it's just like business, right? In business, they always told me this. This is what I went through when I started my trading, my money management business. And I was going door to door asking people to give this young 25 years old, this young 25-year-old money to invest, right? I kept telling them after getting rejected and 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 rejected, I would always tell myself this. All you need is one yes. If any of you guys have ever done like cold calling and stuff like that, all you need is one yes. You can have a million no's, all you need is one yes. You're starting a business, all you need is one private investor, right? One venture capitalist to say yes, and now you've got your startup loan. Trading ideas, you can have a million of them. Most of them can fail. Guess what? You find one that works really well, you're in business, my friend. The problem is, most traders don't take the time to do it. They're lazy. They want the instant gratification. They want it to work. They want it to work now. They're afraid to go through the process of failure. You have to go through the process of failure because that's how you learn. You learn the best from your failures. Failure isn't a negative. When you fail, you learn what not to do. And when you learn what not to do, you kind of learn what to do. Just saying. Just saying. But that's what's going to separate the good traders, the successful traders from the struggling traders. How much overtime are you going to put in on the charts? Not looking for trading opportunities, but just evaluating, just working on the skill, right? The best basketball players, the best sports athletes, what do? They spend time in the gym, practicing. Kobe Bryant used to get to the gym before everyone else, shooting three-pointers. He was probably the best player at the time when he played. And he's working harder than everyone else because he's trying to get better. The other basketball player that's not in the gym, that just shows up at practice time, he gets cut from the team. He doesn't make it. And you guys all know stories of professional athletes or just people that are blessed with natural talent, but they don't work at it, so they get nothing out of it. And you all know people that look like, man, like how the heck did he get that job? He's not really talented. Or how the heck did he make that team? He doesn't have a lot of talent, and he just work harder than everyone else. Hard work pays off. All right, so looking for a move back up to this 146.50 level. That's going to be the next level of resistance we're going to run into. A little tricky here because we have two higher levels of resistance. Practice? Are you talking about practice? Allen Iverson. I've got some good Iverson stories. He was a friend of the family. All right, traders, so I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please show us by hitting that like button and subscribing by clicking the button right below. If you're looking for more educational content, feel free to head over to our tradeempowered.com website or also take a look and you'll see more videos available for you. Have a good one.